The views and opinions expressed do not necessarily represent those of Access Fort Wayne, the Allen County Public Library, or any other supporting group. Access Fort Wayne is a department of the Allen County Public Library. If you or anyone you know might be interested in making a television show, please call 260-421-1250.
Welcome to the Mind, Body, Spirit Show. I have a guest with me today. Yes, Elon. I'd like you to meet him. Elon, say hi to the folks. Well, nice to meet you, all of you. Elon, still a young fellow, and he's lost his teeth because he forgot to brush his teeth when he was a child. No one ever taught it to him, but still a handsome fella. And he really, I think, will enjoy the show, won't you, Elon? Yes, I will, Dr. Kachmann. Thanks for inviting me. And with that, a number of years ago, because so much violence going on, I wrote Dr. Kachmann's 20 prescriptions. You know, I'm a doctor, so for living the good life. I kind of put these together. And they're posted at different places in the community, at the Boys and Girls School, and I tried to put them in front of City Hall, but they refused. The schools didn't. But the number of homes and children and adults who've adopted these, and the parents have told me their children are really very good people, doing their work, doing music, and working out. And so let's go over these a little bit. To teach children about that a little bit, I even wrote a book here, which I'll hold up a little later, where it teaches the prescriptions a little bit in pictures, which are easier for very young children to learn. And then I wrote a book about it called The Call of Life, where it explains it in great detail. That's available on Amazon. And so let's go over them one at a time. We may not get through all of them, but I think you're going to learn a lot. Thanks, Dr. Kachmann. I really think I like what you're doing. And so what's number one? Treat others as you would like to be treated. Well, when we think about the wars going on, and our friends, and if you want our friends to treat us well, our neighbors to treat us well, for our animals, our dog to treat us well, we're nice to them. They're usually nice to us, and with these wars, you kind of wonder if they harm or hurt or even kill a few of us, and we shoot back at them. Well, that's not going to stop it. They'll shoot again. Interesting. But think about it. Isn't that interesting, Elon? Yeah, Dr. Kachmann, that's very interesting. You mean we could stop wars or prevent wars by being nice to people? Yeah. When you think about it, we probably have hundreds of small bases across the world, which are natural targets for enemies, and we're inviting them to hurt us, and we got to hurt them back. But do we have to hurt them back? Just think about it. I'm trying to get your thoughts going. Number two, be honest. Do not lie, cheat, or steal. Make your word your bond. When you say something, mean it. If you don't lie, if you don't cheat, maybe they'll treat you the same way, and it works at home and it works across the world, okay? Treat life with care. Avoid risky behavior. Yes. What's risky behavior? Alcohol, drugs, speeding in a car, many different ways. Are you learning things, Elon? Yes, Dr. Kachmann, you're really teaching me quite a bit. Okay, and you know, I was a neurosurgeon for 40 years, but I'm only 39 years old. And I saw risky behavior, you know, motorcycles, drinking and driving, smoking, brain tumors, all types of tumors from eating the wrong food, alcohol, drugs. So risky behavior results in bad health, short-term life, for example. So I think that's pretty important. Practice showing respect for authority. So even if you don't agree with it, parents, teachers, police, and government, yeah, you can always do something about it afterwards, report them, whatever, but if a police officer comes up to you, respect him, show respect for his badge. And if you think he shouldn't have stopped you, then talk to his chief at another time, for example. So you have to show some respect for authority, and your teachers in school, show them respect. If there's something you do like or something they do to you, then report it immediately afterwards. For example, here's a very important one, Don't let physical or mental abuse go unnoticed. What do you mean, Dr. Kachmann? Well, if a parent, for example, is abusing one of your brothers or sisters, or for example, you need to let people know about it. Actually, it's illegal not to report it. It's very important because they can become injured. They could even die. Yes, child abuse is common, especially if you read in history. I wrote a book about that, harming your children, which the 20 prescriptions are part of this book too. And you can imagine what we've done to children in the past. You serious about that, Kachmann? Yes, I'm serious about it. And wow. And I warn people, if you're doing child abuse, your child probably will go away permanently. I saw it in my practice of neurosurgery calmly. You mean, Dr. Kachmann, that they would take the child out of the house? Yes, they would. I saw it many times, and the law is so written, it doesn't take a much, 1 or 2 times, and that child could be gone. Ah, yes, the child can be gone. Read a book regularly. You know, I'm moving recently, to the city. Yes, downtown. That's where I'm moving, and you know, downsizing a little bit. You know what my biggest problem has been? 2,000 books in my house. Yes, and I'm so glad to tell you that the a university is going to accept them, 80% of them, especially the ones that are medical. So we thank the spirit of the universe for that. Oh, I'm so happy for you, Dr. Kachmann, because they're going to start a center of stopping and reversing diabetes. It's Wesleyan University. So I think we have to have a shout out for Wesleyan University. And I'm meeting with them tomorrow to finalize the deal, to start moving some of these books. But I read regularly. That was my stress reduction. I did neurosurgery all these years, working day and night, but yeah, can't believe it. I get up at 5 in the morning, and the wife would sleep till 8 or 9, so I had some peace in the morning, and I would look out the window, and the animals would come say good morning to me. I would read and write my books. So reading, and right now I'm doing this show in the Allen County Public Library, and we thank them for this. And there's a sign up there from Dale Carnegie, which says, it doesn't matter if you're rich or poor, or wealthy or a leader, or who you are, everything in the library is free. Come in here and read. day in the library. Elon, you're going to show up? Yes, Dr. Kachmann, I'm going to be a reader. Wonderful. And of course, you'll never read through all these books. You might, but every one of my 2,000 books that are in my home, I read every one of them, some multiple times because of these TV shows, which I'm blessed to do with the public library here. And this information, incidentally, is spreading across the world. I got a phone call 2 months ago from the ambassador to India because they have the most diabetics in the world, and they wanted my information, which is off these TV show from the Allen County Library. I'm so happy for you, Dr. Kachmann. Frankly, I feel like I'm in the clouds. And so read a book. You can read fiction. It'll bring you into another world. Mine has been nonfiction because I'm a scientist, mainly. But fictional books, I know people read fictional books all the time, and it puts them into another world, and it's stress reducing, okay? Number 7, be tolerant of other people's beliefs. Some people don't believe in God, in spirituality or God at all, and others of many different religions. I respect all of that. Isn't that wonderful, Elon? Oh, I'm so happy because they make you feel good. They make you behave better. They make you smile more. I notice most religious people smile a lot more. So be open. I say be open-minded. If your friend has a totally different belief than yours, respect it. Respect it. So I think it's very important to have some religious beliefs. Teach it to your children. My parents took me to a church in New York City on 86th Street. And really it influenced me, and I still follow the rules they taught there. For example, I wrote these prescriptions because a lot of people are leaving, unfortunately, religion, and they need a code of behavior, and this is what this is. Some people have these posted in their house, and the kids have them memorized. They've told me that, and they are better children, okay? So express honor, love, respect for your family. My parents in my younger years would sit down for breakfast, and I didn't have my kids sitting around the table, and I'd go around the table and speak to every one of them about what's going on today, how things are in school, how we're enjoying life, and then I got too busy, I couldn't do it anymore. That was a mistake. Every morning, see if you maybe can't sit down with the kids or do it in the evening, whatever it is, and I think it's very good for them, and respect what they have to say. Number 9, make a commitment to continue education throughout your life. Yes, I'm 39 for the 48th time. Is that right, Dr. Kachmann? You're that much older than me? Yep, I am. And so show respect for all life, human and animals, is number 10. Yeah, which definitely I do, and I wish everyone would do the same. I look out the window in the morning, and at 5 in the morning, and when it gets light, now it's around some 30 or 8, and the birds will fly by and say good morning. Even the deer eat out of my bird feeders, and I notice these animals, they're showing respect for the young ones. They come by, the ducks, the geese, even the deer bring their young ones all along, and they're teaching them things. And very rarely do I see another animal in danger for food. Another animal, it happens. It's part of nature. It's the only food that's available. They're designed that way. But the majority never harm their youngsters. They hug them. They show them respect. They let them eat first. So we humans should really be doing the same thing. So even plant life we should respect. We get to eat what we get to eat, but we should feed the plants, feed the animals, pet the animals when possible. Certainly, some is not possible, but I've done that all my life. I show respect for plants, for animals, for humans. I'm a doctor. I'm trying to help people. We all need to be that way. Starting wars is ridiculous. The United States has hundreds of bases in other countries. What do you think? They're just attracting other unreasonable people to attack them, and then recently 3 of them died. They shouldn't have been there in the first place. We need to withdraw some of those bases because we're inviting war, and we need to respect all life. And celebrate our differences: sex, race, background, appearance, disabilities. Fortunately, I don't really see much difference between black and white and brown and green and different races. I've never been caught up in racism, and we have by history. And it started, I think, through slavery and sugar plantations, but there definitely is less and less of that. Elon, for example, yes, Dr. Kachmann, I don't show any disrespect for you because of you have a different color, for example. I don't even notice a difference. What I respect is who you are. You're a smiling guy. That's what I love. Thanks, Dr. Kachmann. I love you too. So male or female or in between, black or white or green or gray, we need to respect each other. And that's why the United States, really, United States, where slowly we are developing that, and maybe we have the best nation in the world, the United States of America, but there are people that are trying to change that. So help me, Elon, help me. I will help you best I can, Dr. Kachmann. And so that we respect other nations, respect people. Here's a good one that's important, and that's a real problem. Avoid sex until you're ready to become a parent. If you're having sex and you're not married to that person, and then they have a child, many times the dad just leaves, and there's a child without a parent. Very difficult for that child, very difficult for that family. So I show restraint, show restraint. That's hard when we have 50 very active trillions of hormones in our body working away, and believe me, I was a kid myself. And that's the reason maybe having some spirituality has some value, because they do, some of the churches show a code of behavior, but people aren't going as church as much as they used to. So let's use the church code. Let's use my 20 prescriptions. You better memorize those, Elon. I'll have them memorized as soon as I leave here, Dr. Kachmann. And so expect to make your own way in life. I think this is important. Even if you are disabled, if you're in a wheelchair, there are now teaching methods available in some of the schools, online, virtual learning. No matter how disabled you are, there are exceptions. You can do some work because it will make you feel better. Yes. You mean, Dr. Kachmann, even without teeth, I can feel good? Yes. Because when you smile, Elon, people don't notice that the teeth aren't there. It's your beautiful eyes. It's your beautiful smile. And that's very important. And and here's a lesson: respect the environment. And I was saying to you earlier that I respect the plants and the animals. I even take a walk around my pond in the mornings, early in the morning, and I look at the leaves and the flowers, and if I see the birds, I might even whistle a song. And you know what happens then? They whistle back at me. Yes, yes, the birds will, the red-winged blackbirds are whistling back at me, making me feel great. They feel great. And I look at the leaves of the trees, all the different trees and bushes, and even the insects on the floor. Yes, by showing them respect, they make me feel good. I may even sing songs, and because music is very relaxing. Okay, so you've learned the 20 prescriptions, and they're posted to the Boys and Girl Club, and I try to put them in front of the courthouse, get them into the school system, but they did not accept them. I wanted the kids to memorize them because not everybody goes to church, and not everybody has a code of behavior. And if you want a copy, let me know. I'll get you some free copies. You can post them in the house, and maybe your children would like to memorize them. That's happening in a significant number of homes, because people walk up to me and tell me how great their children are behaving because we wrote this. Now, let me speak a little about this book here. Let me hold it up a little bit, because it's teaching children, kid scripts, teaching children, is some learn better through music or dancing or visual learning. And you can't believe how I came up with this as an interesting story. I was going to eat at a restaurant, and there was sitting a lady with a husband, and I knew them because his name was Dan Lynch. He was the main cartoonist for the Journal-Gazette. And I came up to him, and I'm not his doctor, so I can say it. He couldn't say a word. And I turned to his wife. He said he suddenly lost the ability to speak a few months ago, and I didn't know about that. But he was a great cartoonist, and I knew that. So I asked him if he could still illustrate, and the wife didn't know. So I pulled out a napkin. I said, so I had him write a cartoon, and he did it like that. No one knew it. 3 or 4 months he couldn't say a word, and this great cartoonist could still do cartoons. That part of the brain was working. So I gave him this idea of my 20 prescriptions, and to maybe write cartoons for children, which he did. He came up with this book. And the words are a little bit different, but I'll show a few of the pictures. And it's just what the doctor ordered, okay? And what I'm saying here is that through visible language, that we can teach people's behavior to little children, for example, who can't read, but they have visual language. This is what we're using. So let me read to you a couple of things here. As a neurosurgeon, nearly 40 years, I witnessed firsthand the devastating effects of risky and unhealthy behavioral practices on people's lives. Mm-hmm. Well, how they died young, they were put in jail, some died. This impressed upon them the need to encourage others to make conscious, positive changes that will ultimately enhance the quality and length of their lives. Yes, I did that. So it was to improve, human behavior. Isn't that interesting? That is very interesting, Dr. Kachmann. You mean I could memorize these prescriptions and maybe live to be 100? That's exactly right, Elon. Isn't that wonderful? Yes, Dr. Kachmann, I love you for it. And so I taught it to little children, did TV shows, and the words are a little bit different, you know, treat others as you like to be treated. Remember, we spoke about this before, and this is the cartoon that came up here, and you can see it in this, and you can get this at the library or look online. Script number 2, treat others even when no one is looking. and look at this, Elon. And I'll hold up one more here. Help hold on to it. Okay. And I did this for children. You can get it on Amazon Books, or if you see me, I'll give you a copy of it. And then I decided to write a book about it called The Call of Life, and did it in more detail. And here's a book called The Call of Life. It's available on Amazon Books. I'm not trying to sell books, but I'm trying to improve the behavior of all of us, okay? And because we'll live longer, maybe live to be 100. And in the contents of this book, for example, again, I follow exactly the 20 prescriptions, and I wrote a chapter about them, and stories where this is exemplified. And so love cannot retain by itself. It has no meaning. Love has to be put into action, and that action is service, and this describes it. It can't just be talk. We have to do something. And I'm trying to change the behavior of the people and the nation. What do you think, Leon? You know, it's a nice idea, Dr. Kachmann. I like to help you if I can. And so let me give you some examples here. Do not get into a car unless your parents tell you to do it, because you don't know who the stranger is. Stay away from anyone who follows you on foot or in a car. Yeah, it could be dangerous. Grown-ups and other people who need help should not be asking children for help. They should be asking older people. Okay, so we're teaching you how I'm teaching you how to behave, Elon. So you getting the picture here? I'm getting the picture of the Kachmann. And you should always ask your parents' permission to leave the yard or play area or to go to some else's house. Well, that's a good one. And people should not ask you to keep a special secret. If they do, tell your parents or teachers about it, because that's a trick to kind of capture you. To capture me? Yes, Dr. Kachmann. To capture you, because they may want to do things to you. And so Vegas school kids learn about strangers' dangers. They teach it in Las Vegas because there are a lot more visitors there, and then they leave very quickly. You mean they're gone? Yes, they're gone, Elon, they're gone. And so a lot of people are now wondering, why did Carrie's abductors say to get her to cooperate? Unfortunately, predators can use any number of tricks and lure a child away. So be careful what you're listening to and what you're acting to. And most of the time, what the parents are telling you really is pretty good. But some parents have bad habits. They may be smoking or drinking or taking drugs, and you might be better off listening to other people. Dr. Kachmann, I should be listening to other people. Sometimes you do, yes. Sometimes you need to tell a friend, a neighbor, about what's happening to you. Yes. And so life's prescription for success. I didn't read books. I read the library. That was Thomas Edison. Yes. Thomas Edison read the library. A to Z, read every book. I'm not asking you to read the library, but myself at home, I got 2,000 books because I have these TV shows and give lectures, and I get up early because I like to read and relate to the animals that I see through the window, and I treat them kindly because they're my friends now. They come to see me in the morning. The cardinal, red cardinal, is there, and he whistles. I can even hear it. Yeah, Leon, I'm friend with the animals. You're friend with the animals? Yes, I am. They recognize me. I walk outside with them. The geese and the ducks and the deer come by and say, "Go," and they look me in the eye. They do. They look me in the eye, and maybe they're there because I feed them. You feed them? Yeah, I feed them, and maybe that's the reason. But I do know they recognize me because I've noticed the deer and the geese come very close to me in the morning if I go outside and take a walk, for example. So I think they love me. They love you? Yes, they love me. Does that make you happy, Elon? I think that should make you happy. And and if you read books, sometimes you learn about different characters in there, and you start identifying with them, and lead a better life, you know, because of them. But the capacity for practice or recognizing and respecting the opinions, practice, or behavior of others, for some people is difficult. We only listen to certain people or certain politicians and don't realize, and you should respect other opinions, but that doesn't mean you have to follow what they say. Very interesting, isn't it? I will make a commitment to continue education throughout your life. Well, you know, I'm 39, okay, for the 48th time, you know, add them up, and I'm still educating myself. I'm still reading and watching and lecturing, and you're doing all that, Dr. Kachmann? Yes, I am, Elon, because it makes me feel good. It helps other people, and after all, I am a doctor. And that's my job. I think all of us should try to help our family and our parents. So I would highly suggest throughout your life that gain more knowledge. And I'm gaining more knowledge all the time, but by reading other books, other opinions. And what especially interests me now is people's health, because I'm a doctor. And we have a very unhealthy nation. Just look around, look around, look around. And you see people with, obviously, they don't look well. And industry doesn't appear to be interested. Why do you say that, Dr. Kachmann? Well, because you go to the hospital and they want to hand you pills. They're not that interested in changing your behavior. Well, how do you know that, Dr. Kachmann? Well, I've been to them and asked them to change, and they never change because there is no money in them changing, is my opinion. They make a lot more money if you're sick. They want to make money off of me? Yes, they want to make money off of you. And if your disease goes away, then they're making less money. You can prevent most disease by following, for example, a low sugar diet. Okay, not low fat, low sugar. Low sugar, Dr. Kachmann? Yes, low sugar. Sugar is what causes most disease. If you eat good fats, they're bad fats, they're good fats. If you eat good fats, guacamole, for example, extra virgin olive oil, for example, they don't promote disease. You mean I live longer if I eat this? Yes, you live longer. And if you eat about a 70% low sugar diet, good fats, not bad fats, good fats, olives, guacamole, for example, then you're not eating sugar. And to make it even easier, let me show you a real easy way. You mean you could teach me an easier way? Yes, I can. Oh, I'm so happy. And yes, if it's by fasting, eating 2 meals a day, your body secretes about 5 or 6 hormones in the morning that keep your blood sugar going steady, not down, up or down, and you're really not hungry. I follow that. No reason. I'm not sick. I weigh 133 pounds. But I eat around noon. Eat around noon. And usually I take a walk or play pickleball, or like I will also do 3 days a week, I tap dance. You're tap dancing, Dr. Kachmann? Yes, I am tap dancing. Why is that? It makes me feel good. Now I'm good at doing it. And at 5:30 tonight, I even have a lesson, yes, at the ballet school. I'm the only pupil there. I don't know why, but I moved downtown, so I need another place to go. And Mandy is my teacher. She also has been running the ballet school herself, I think 15 to 20 years. Can you imagine how good she is? But it's enough. She's also learning stuff from me because I read all these books. The last book, I gave it to her free. She should read it. The plant-based con. How we can't just eat vegetables. People say, just eat vegetables to be healthy. No, you got to eat some meat too, because B12, for example, comes only from meat. Yeah, so it's some of both. So I'm looking forward to my lesson tonight. Elon, you want to come with me? Well, I love to dance. I wonder how good I would be at tap dancing. Okay, we'll see. And the respect the environment is number 20 on my 20 prescriptions, and I think that's a good one. We need to maybe plant a garden or plant a tree. I've planted probably 30 or so trees that have now grown up, and I enjoy to watch their growth pattern, all different kinds, and that's been a lot of fun. So get involved with nature. Plant a tree or a bush or a garden, and some trees, you know, live for hundreds of years. I've been in California and seen some that live for over 1,000 years. You'd like to see those. Well, I would love to see those, Dr. Kachmann. And what's, I think, very important too in our lives is stress. So I want to bring that up a little bit. And you can find these online too, or if you see me, I'll get you a copy. Dr. Kachmann's 20 prescriptions for stress reduction. We all have stress in our lives, okay? And these will take a little bit of time to go through, but things that have helped me and have helped other people is create a spiritual safe place in the house, a place that is for you, that you can stand and maybe meditate or just sit, play some music to relax. Mm-hmm. Number 2, do some meditation, which 3 minutes of abdominal breathing that is calm and focused. Concentrate on your nasal breath. Feel the air coming through your nose. Next, concentrate on your abdomen going up and down. You know, see it, image it. And say or chant a mantra, mind energy, multiple times. For example, Spirit, 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 God, God, Om, Om, Satnam, let go, be free, I'm happy. I mean, people of different religions might use different words, so respect that. Number 3, here's a good one. Visualize an image daily of what you want to achieve that day or in the future. That's a big one. Things are more likely to happen if you see an image of it. It causes your body to act. Boy, that sounds really different. Thank you, Elon. You have an image of what you'd like to be? Yeah, I'd like to be like you, Dr. Kachmann. Well, but don't do that, Elon. I'd like to be like you, Elon. And so say something thankful when you go to bed every night, and say something optimistic or joyful every morning. We have in us trillions of hormones, and people forget. We have many hormones in our body, not just muscles and bones, and these trillions of hormones all interact with each other. So they cause your thought process and the moving process. So manage your finances well, because it's one of the biggest causes of stress. Yeah, and we all have this problem. We all got bills to pay, and some can barely pay them. Probably 60-70% of the people can't pay have difficulty paying their bills. So pay attention to how you're spending the money, and maybe reduce the number of bad money you might be spending on bad habits, sugary foods, alcohol, drugs, narcotics, so you can save some money, you can be less stressful. But some of us take narcotics. I might add a donut because we're just not feeling good, but find other ways to feel good. Exercise, taking a walk, singing a song, for example. And so get your finances organized. Don't panic. Remember to breathe. Be disciplined. Know your debts. Make a new plan by thinking your way out of it and seeing a new way of making it. So these prescriptions for stress reduction have value. Thanks, Dr. Kachmann. I'll give that a try. Maybe my teeth will grow back. No, yours were temporary teeth. Elon, they will indeed grow back, and you will have a smile, the same symmetry as mine. Oh, good, 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 good. So what are some exercises you could do? Practice yoga, Tai Chi, walking, dancing. I tap dance. Yeah, at this tender age of 39 for the 48th time, I tap dance. I take a lesson twice a week. I do it every morning. I have a marley floor in the basement, and I use it. I play the songs we all like different songs, but I play the songs of Petula Clark. And I did this morning. It made me feel good. And I sing and dance to them, okay? So they bring about relaxation, meditation, rather than overstressing the body and the mind. Yes. Each day spend 30 minutes practicing meditative walking meditation. Do some meditation while you walk, which could could be a relationship to the animals, to God, to repeat a certain word. Meditation has value. Use your senses, explore the present moment, look at it, hear it, see it. It distracts you and relaxes you. Those thoughts interact with those trillions of hormones that are in your body. Isn't that interesting? Yes, Dr. Kachmann, I'll do it. I'll do it. And think positively. Here's a big one. We have the nocebo effect. I hand you a pill, and you believe it works. Most of the time it works because the hormones you secrete, because I said that. The nocebo, which most people do not know what the word means, negative speak. If you're thinking negative all the time, you will make those happen because that'll also cause the hormones to secrete that are negative hormones. I asked 350 doctors if they knew what the word nocebo meant. They do not. If you go to YouTube, I just did a TV show on it right here, and maybe it'll be in 10 days, it'll be on YouTube, and listen to my 1-hour talk on the nocebo, a term that we all need to know, because if you hand it something positive, it's a lot different than if you hand it something negative, okay? Don't give up believing in yourself. Make a plan to solve the problem. Don't just say, this is the problem, and you say, I'm going to solve this problem, and then think of a plan, and you'll feel better pretty quickly. Write a plan. Write down the plan, what you plan to do to solve this problem, and then visualize it. Make an image of it. Hey, I'm going to try that, Dr. Kachmann, because I have problems too, okay? Live in the present moment, but not in the future or the past. Yeah, people will tend to spend all the time in the past, and I think I'm especially this way. We all had troubles in the past. I had ups and downs in life, but I try to look to the future. Now that the Indian government has come on board and wants to use my YouTube shows because there's so much diabetes in the country, the highest number in the world, they're going to use these access TV shows. Remember, they go to YouTube and they ask my permission to put them on their phone, translate them other languages to get rid of the diabetes. That's happening. Congratulations, Dr. Kachmann. Wow. Wow. Yes, and there's no question I'm floating on clouds. I'm floating on clouds. I'm thinking positively, but it's reality. It's real. It's not something that, I made up. Enjoy music in your home, in your car, and on the way to work and place. Boy, that's a big one. That's a big one. I put music on right away when I get in my car, and it can be distracting. One time I was going to drive to one town to run a clinic, and I drove to the wrong town because I was listening to Pavarotti. Yes. So keep that in mind. But when you walk into a place, you come home from work at night and your family is playing music and maybe they're tap dancing or dancing with each other or hugging the animals, the hormones and neurotransmitters in your body change, and negative things occur in everyone's life, and you have to accept that. That's life, And so musical sound. Listen to this. Musical sound is medicine. Wow! Could I sing a song to you, Dr. Kachmann? Please wait till the show is over, okay? And I wonder what he's gonna sing, And so musical sound is medicine, yes. And we all like different kinds of music, so pick kind of the music, that you enjoy, Eat proper food, that's important. And you can watch on YouTube some of the other shows of the diet I recommend, which is 70% good fats, 20% protein, and the rest vegetables and fruit. Yes, sugar is not the health food that you think it is. So eating fruit all day may make you a little bit better, but to eat just the vegetarian way of eating, you improve a little bit. But remember, a lot of the minerals and some vitamins are made only in meat. So you got to eat some meat. You got to learn the difference. And so don't use food to manage your psychology. You know, I don't feel good, I have a donut. Even hard for me to resist on a stressful day, but I've lost the taste for sugar because there's something I don't eat much anymore. And you were to lay a donut in front of me right now, for example, I wouldn't eat it. But there would be times that I still would. So you got to teach yourself a little bit. Are you going to put a donut in front of me? No, Elon, there will be no donut today. Oh, I'm going to cry, Dr. Kachmann. Yeah. Treat yourself to a massage occasionally. You get a massage, and the touching of your skin will release hormones to make you feel better. And so a massage may reduce stress, and it's very effective for many people. Don't smoke, use illegal drugs or excessive medications. In the long run, they will cause stress and maybe even kill you. Cigarettes releases nicotine, and that makes you feel good for a few seconds, but within a few seconds or minutes, you got to light up again. And you got to light up. Some people get out of bed and light up all night because your hormones that make you feel good are going up and down, and you light up again. Oh, I feel good. And then the hormones go down, and you light up again. And it can get out of hand. And many people die young, develop cancer, vascular disease. Smoking's a bad habit. It is hard to stop. Don't start. Don't start in the first place. About 22% or so of our children are smoking. Yes. And some it's marijuana, which is doing the same thing. I noticed in the state of Indiana, they want to bring marijuana into the state to make some money. It makes you feel a little better, but it started with CBD oil, and once you get hooked on marijuana, then it's just a path to getting hooked on narcotics. And appreciation of addiction is different in children than adults. The bliss center, the feel-good center to sugar and narcotics, they tolerate them much more as children, yes, because the brain is different, so you can get hooked as a child. Dr. Kachmann, I could get hooked to the narcotics, yes. I could get hooked to sugar, yes. Much easier as children. But so be a happy person, okay? Fall in love with yourself. Avoid the negative thoughts or statements. You say something negative, you will feel negative, okay? No one can solve all the problems, so don't focus on them. If you're going to focus on your problems, you're a negative thinker. I mean, some problems you got to focus on, finances, for example. But if you do it all day long, it'll dominate your life, and work on solving the problems, okay? Don't look back, look forward. I will admit I'm pretty good at looking forward because, you know, I'm 88, okay? So I'm not getting a day younger, but I'm looking to live to be 100. My doctor says, you trying to live to be 100? Because I was healthier than he was, and he was significantly younger. I said, no, 110. So how we think is extremely important. And so let go of self-judgment and self-criticism. Change the way things are. Be optimistic, but act on it. Don't just sit back and continue bad habits of eating too much sugar or drugs or beating up somebody in the family. And know what mind-body illnesses or stress-related illnesses are. A lot of illnesses that we develop are related really to the mind. We're thinking negative thinking. thinking negatively and we're eating sugar to make yourself feel better. And that causes 30 to 40 diseases. Yes, 30 to 40 diseases, which could be avoided. And when you look around today, you see many people we think are unhealthy because they look like they weigh too much. Not everybody weighs too much is unhealthy, but many of them are. 30–40% of people are trophies. They're thin on the outside but fat on the inside in the liver and the pancreas, and they're not having proper insulin secretion, and they are diabetic, and they're getting the 30–40 diseases too. The critical thing is to get a blood test, glucose tolerance test, and a serum tolerance test. I'll speak about that in one of my other shows after this, and that'll be on YouTube, Amazon, Facebook, so you gain some knowledge. We have to gain knowledge. Industry will try to make all the money they can, and they will not be in the front line to educate you. I know that because I visit them on a regular basis. The hospital system has you surrounded to take their medications and then to go to the emergency room, and then they may do a nocebo on you. They will, remember, nocebo is negative speak. You may have you get a neck pain, and you may have a 5-page X-ray report, and you say your neck hurts. And when I go see the patient, I will not say, oh, we need to fuse your neck because of this X-ray report. That's a nocebo. I will say, what's going on in your life? Well, my husband left me 6 months ago, lost my job a month ago, and I have 3 children. I'm 39 years old. And the lady was wearing a black dress. And what I said, you don't need that surgery. And I taught her methods of getting rid of her pain, and which I did. 2 years went by, and a lady walks by into my office. I never looked at her chart. Never looked at her chart. But she came within 5 feet of me, sat down, had lipstick on, yellow blouse, and she was just looking great. And she said, I came to thank you, Dr. Kachmann. I listened to you on your stress reduction techniques. That was the cause of my pain. I have no pain. I have a boyfriend, and my children are doing a lot better, and I work. So I'm taught you today a code of behavior, okay? And I also taught you about stress reduction. So the mind is huge. I taught you about the kids' scripts. And then I wrote a book called The Call of Life. It's on Amazon. It tells you about these 20 prescriptions with storage and in much more detail. It's readily available. Buy a used copy or Kindle, $2 or $3. And I'm not selling books. I'm selling ideas, which are factual. Then I even wrote one which has a little more of a brutal name, which I wrote. The 2/3 of the book is my 20 prescriptions, which they call a life book. But in the beginning, I talk a great deal about things that are hurting our children, and I'll put it up here. I know it's a brutal name, but there are so many children today that are being physically, psychologically injured, and their doctor, the pediatricians, are not telling them how to avoid these things. This book really describes it in detail, and it has the 20 prescriptions which you can teach your child. So, Elon, did you enjoy the show? Oh, Dr. Kachmann, could I move in with you? I love your words. Well, Elon, I love you, and I think you've learned a lot. You're going to read some more, and your teeth are going to grow back, and we're going to have a beautiful smile. Oh, Dr. Kachmann, looking forward to it. Thanks for listening. I really enjoyed doing this show with you, Elon, and the rest of the people. Thank you. We love you. We do this so we can dance together, play pickleball together when I'm 110. Wonderful. Bye-bye.